I'm Katie, and I just got a question. How many hockey sticks do you own?
Thank you. I wasn't expecting that one. Well, I think at the moment, I'd say I have four. So
Wow.
usually, when you become an international hockey player, you're able to get sponsored. So that means that a hockey brand can give you some sticks for free. They can be very expensive. So I'm fairly lucky that I have a brand that sponsor me and they give me some sticks and some equipment and some clothing and stuff that I can use every year. So I'd say I have about four, but if I was to count up over the years how many I've had in total, it's probably about 30 or 40. So they usually last about a year and you get two each time. So yeah, plenty of hockey sticks at home in the garage.
I would like that.
Do you have to have one for different surfaces and things?
Yeah, so indoor, there are specific sticks they use for indoor, but outdoor is all mostly the same. So there's different brands, but most of them are just replicas of each other. So,
Yeah.
good question.
Do you play with a fiberglass stick or a wooden stick?
Fiberglass, yeah. So most of the sticks now are fiber and carbon. So yeah, it allows you to hit the ball nice and hard.
Hi, I'm Layla, and did you play for a club when you were younger? And like, if so, what club?
Yep. So I grew up in a little town called Omagh in County Tyrone. Probably I don't think any of you might have ever been there. But that's where I played whenever I went to school. Whenever I was growing up, and then whenever I went to college, and when I was 18. I played for a couple of different clubs in Belfast. I lived in Dublin for 3 years and I played for Old Alex.
Oh,
How many times a week do you have to train?
So usually depending on which week it is. So there are times whenever our training volume will be a bit higher, and then other times where we've trained really hard and we need to take a little rest and it's maybe a little bit less. So on an average week, we would probably have 5 or 6 sessions on the pitch, and then we have 2 sessions that are in the gym as well. So usually,
like, is that strength and conditioning it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 3 or 4 pitch sessions with Ireland, and then we also play for our train and play with our clubs during the weekend on Saturdays as well. So
It's a
yeah,
full-time job.
Yeah, no, it is. It's always really busy, but it's good just to be out and playing with your friends and having fun.
What's the name of your cat?
That's a lovely question.
Her name is Penny,
Oh.
and she's 12 weeks old.
Oh.
And I had another little cat, and he got knocked down a few months ago. So had to get a new one. So she's great.
I have one question while the others are thinking. Have you to change your diet now that you're on the countdown to the Olympics? Have you to eat a special diet?
Yeah, so usually we find that we're actually so busy with training that as long as you're eating healthy and everything in moderation, that you're usually finding that you're having to eat quite a bit. And I think sometimes there's this perception that you're not allowed to have anything like a wee treat, or you have to watch everything that you eat. But usually whenever you're really busy and you're training so often and then maybe trying to work as well, it is usually a case of eating well and eating healthy, and everyone enjoys a little treat every so often, so there's no harm in that as well. So
what's your second favorite sport?
A good question as well. Probably soccer. So I'm a bit of a Liverpool fan. I don't know if there's any other Liverpool fans.
Woohoo!
Yay! Yeah. So I played a lot of football whenever I was growing up as well, and really enjoyed it. It was probably my first sport. But there's lots of similarities and lots of things that you learn from one sport that you can take into other sports. So I grew up playing a bit of football and supporting Liverpool as well. So that's probably my second favourite.
Katie, and I was wondering what age you started playing hockey at?
Yep, so I didn't start playing until I was about 12 or 13. So sometimes when you ask players who play international sport when they started, it was as soon as they could walk, or as soon as they sort of went into primary school. But I was a bit of a late bloomer, so obviously, as I said, played a bit of football whenever I was at primary school, and then my secondary school PE teacher introduced me to hockey, and that was sort of where it took off. So yes, a bit of a late bloomer.
And that was why we nominated you to be ambassador, because we just think, when we think back to that summer when you won the world silver medal, like, can you still remember? It still makes you smile? What was it like? Did you actually have to pinch yourself?
Yeah, it was amazing. Obviously, it was unexpected, and we were the underdogs, so I think that made it all the more special. But I think what was most special is how many people got behind us, and how many supporters jumped on the bandwagon. We were all aboard, and it was we were welcoming everyone who had never heard of hockey before and all of a sudden wanted to support us. So I think that was the best thing of all. Gave everyone a bit of a lift, and sort of that those achievements always lift and bring people together, and that was what was really nice about it. We came home and we lined up in Dame Street in front of thousands of people, and we'd never seen so many people come to support us in our lives. So that was really nice, and it was just a really special summer.
Absolutely. And we were all following you. We went up north to Northern Ireland as well then. To
Bridge, was it?
Yeah, we did. So that was really exciting, and we bought some of the merchandise. We had to get the green and white socks.
It seems like a distant memory now, being able to support and play matches and crowds and things. So.
What is your favorite position? Sorry.
So I play in defence. So I'm a left defender. So it isn't always everyone's favourite, because sometimes it's a difficult position to receive the ball, and you don't have very much space, and often the forwards are chasing after you and trying to tackle you. But that's where I play. So I just make the most of it, and as long as I, hopefully, fingers crossed, keep getting picked, I'll play wherever they put me. So a lot of players like to play forward because you get to score the goals, but sometimes it's nice to save a goal or stop a goal going in as well.
Do you ever feel like really under pressure whenever the ball's coming towards you and you kind of panic?
Yeah, lots. So even still, as I'm getting a bit older, I'm getting a bit slower. So sometimes I can't run as fast as I would like to be able to. And when I've got young forwards sprinting at me, I panic a little bit and sort of feel a bit nervous. But I mean, that's very natural, and that happens throughout your career. I don't think it ever really, you always have that little bit of nerves, but it's always important just to that's what I always remember, what my strengths are and what I'm good at, and that I've been selected and picked for the team for a reason. So whenever I remember those things and I'm able to execute my strengths, then that does give me a little bit of confidence, and then I feel better about how I play. So it is important that you sort of accept a little bit of nerves and a little bit of pressure, but you enjoy it whenever it goes well as well. And also about being in a team, because you have your teammates to back you up as well, and they're always beside you, and if you make a mistake, they'll help pick you up, and if you do something really well, they'll tell you as well. And that's what's so important about being kind to everyone else, is it really does wonders for your confidence. We used to go to Lorne House in Belfast and do the Lorne Walk and things. So yeah, I had a great time. Lots of new friends, and what was nice about it as well is that it wasn't kids that I knew from school, or it was all sort of different people, and that was really nice. I was able to meet girls from all different schools, and then it meant that sort of when I went to secondary school, then I knew a couple more people as well. So that was really nice. I love my time, and I think whenever I went to secondary school, my hockey training sort of took over and got a little bit busy for me. But No, I had a great few years in the Brownies and Guides.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank
We're
you.
delighted to
Thank
have you
you.
as
Thank
the
you.
ambassador.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.